the Buzz and Roar Show, not for episode 31, but for an exclusive interview with Charlotte Enthusiast. All his links to his Instagram, etc. will be linked down below. But, I just want to start with this, a little simple talk about the plan, okay? We finally made it. We finally made the play-in. We finally did it. We got all the way. We just got to get over that hump and make the playoffs next, okay? How are we feeling? Okay, could we go on a run? Just kind of starting off, want to hear your general thoughts. I know both of us have to be thrilled with this season. We can't be disappointed with this season so far. This has been absolutely phenomenal. But how are you feeling? This has been great.
Even if I doubt we lose to the Heat, because the Heat really are just not a good team. I feel like we've shown that this whole year. Besides that one game back in, I think, March, was it? But I feel like if we can rebound and LaMelo just doesn't do what he used to do in high school, just chuck up whatever shot, and we play actual good, balanced basketball, I don't see that we lose this game. And then we either play the Magic or the Sixers, right?
The Sixers.
I feel like we easily beat the Magic. Sixers might be a little bit of a problem. As if Joel Embiid isn't flopping as much and the refs aren't taking his side, I feel like we can beat them. But I feel like we have a pretty good shot. And a Pistons round one matchup would be cinema.
That would absolutely feed generations, as they say. Now I do kind of want to talk about the general stats. See, me and Lee were actually talking about last episode. If we did play the Heat, are we worried? And I answered yes. And, the Heat, they might not be the best team, but they've got their fair share of points, and they've got their fair share of wins against us especially, okay? They have a 10-4 record against us in their last 14 games. In this season's matchups against the Heat, Tyler Hero has averaged 33 points per game against us, and Bam Adebayo averages about 10 rebounds per game against us this season. We have not necessarily gotten dominated by the Heat. There was that one game, I think it was the last game we played, we kind of dominated them. The one before that, I think, like you said, in March, we kind of got blown out, okay? But we have definitely lost crucial games against them. In the past, not just this season, but also in the past. My question to you is, how can we make sure that this isn't just one of those other games that we blow? Okay, this isn't one of those other games, and that we don't go into this game a little bit cocky, because that's how losses are made. Okay, we probably have the slight edge over the Heat right now. And all the betting websites, they have us at a minus 200, I think, is the last thing I looked at. Odds for us to, beat the Heat this tomorrow at 7:30. But how can we make sure that we come into this game with the right mindset and really stop, especially Tyler Hero, from scoring another 30 points against us? Because that is going to be, in my opinion, the most crucial part of this entire game.
With the Hornets, you really never know. But I think two key things is our bench play and Musa. Those are the two keys. If Musa can use his effort, his skill, all of that to his best advantage, I feel like if we shut down Bam in that way, we have a very good shot. And we just need the bench to perform. We can't have Ryan Kalkbrenner putting up another stinker. Sion's got to be able to hit his shots. It's got to be all-around bench play. 'Cause our starters, they've shown all year that we can perform. Yes, Melo's a little bit inconsistent, but when he plays good, he plays good. So I think, it'll just come down to whether our bench will show up and whether Musa will show up.
Speaking of Musa, I want to ask you something, okay? This is something I actually kind of want to divert off the play-in thing for a second, because I forgot to ask this question or talk about this on last week's episode 30, the Del Curry episode. Of course, we had that Hornets group chat. I've been talking bad about Kalkbrenner. You know that. But Musa Diabate and Kalkbrenner, I have a feeling that's not going to be the center duo that's going to lead us all the way. Okay, I still honestly truly believe that Kalkbrenner could be great, but hear me out for a second. Is this going to be the two players that next season, or we've seen it already, in fact. I'll even stop talking about that. We've seen it already this season. Musa is not able to go guard an alien named Victor Wembanyama. Okay, he's not. He's not capable. Kalkbrenner, he's not either. He would be, but he's got to have that passion. He's got to have that energy. He doesn't have that same fight that, you usually see in most centers like Kristaps Porzingis, like I said, Victor Wembanyama, people like that. Okay, so mainly I want to ask, because we don't know if we're going to the playoffs yet, of course. We're in the play-in, but we don't know if we're going to win 2 straight. So I kind of want to go all the way to the offseason real quick. How could we fix the center position this offseason? Because if you look at it, we've got the guards and we've got the forwards. Our center position is probably the most, the worst position on our team right now. Once again, in no way, shape, or form am I saying it's bad, but I also do believe that Musa Diabate might be a bench player. Okay, hot take. I think he might be a bench player. I think Musa might be a bench player. I think if we go grab anybody from the draft, I think they might be better than Moose. I think go get a Domantas Sabonis in the offseason in trade. I just want to ask, what do you think would fix this entire center problem? Because, of course, as of right now, it's not the greatest.
Well, next year, I believe it's either one or the other. Either Moose is gone or Kalkbrenner's gone. And I'm leaning heavily towards Ryan's going to be gone. I think in the draft, we're going to trade up to get a better pick. Maybe take someone, a center there. But I do not believe that both of these players will be the next year. I'm not really familiar with the draft class as much. But there has to be some very valuable centers in there. And Musa, if he's not a starter, that's fine. His bench play will easily make us better. So Musa is he's a contribute to the team, whether he's starting or he's not starting. So I just think we just got to improve it somehow. Even if that's training Musa, it's training Musa. If it's training Ryan, it's training him. But somehow we will improve the center. I have faith in the Hornets.
I have faith in Jeff Peterson. I was talking about 2 weeks ago with Lee on the first episode 29. We've probably got the best front office in the NBA right now. Jeff Peterson is excellent. I mean, Panthers, Hornets, they've both got probably the best GMs in both of their categorized. They've both probably got the best GMs in both of their leagues. Okay, the NBA's best GM. I will say top 3. Dan Morgan's top 3. Jeff Peterson is top 3, no doubt. Now, one guy who I am looking at, once again, I'll get back on the plane in a second, is Henry Basar. He is a local guy. He is really tall, and that's what we need.
Shoot.
Yes. But my one worry is that physicality that we need at that center spot. Because I'm a Tar Heels fan. I don't really want him back next year on Coach Michael Malone's team. He's really good, but he grabs rebounds, and he's probably better than Ryan Kalkbrenner, but he's not going to go out there and just snap of the fingers and be like the number one guy we need. We're going to make a mistake drafting him, I think. But going back to the plan, some kind of the other reason why I'm worried, back to the whole worried thing, the other reason why I'm worried about the whole Hornets thing against the Heat tomorrow night is because I'm on this website right now. It's really advanced stats. The Heat lead us in almost every major category of stats. They lead us in all the general stats: points per game, points allowed per game, assists per game, assists to turnover ratio. They lead us in. We lead them in most of the offensive categories, but they lead us in a lot of them. It's actually 50-50. And then rebounding, they lead us. Defense, they lead us. all the other ones they lead us. That's kind of what I'm getting at by the fact that I am a little bit worried when it comes to that, play-in game tomorrow night. Now, real quick, yesterday, right after the Hornets game, I think I just smacked my mic. Yesterday, after the Hornets game against the Knicks, I guess it would be last night, Sports Illustrated already put out an article about the game, to tomorrow night. They already put out a Hornets against Heat preview matchup little game analysis thing. Okay, they got 10 of their top analysts to predict the final score. And out of those 10, 9 of them picked the Miami Heat to beat us. 9 of them out of the 10. How can we come into Spectrum Center? Like I said, shut Tyler Hero down. Shut Bam Adebayo down. Shut all these guys down. And how can we, prove these doubters wrong? Because, I feel like it's not just those, Sports Illustrated guys. There's a lot more people who don't believe in us. How can we make a run, I guess is what I'm asking. What is your key factor on us making a run, especially considering that if you look at the past couple weeks, we kind of sucked lately. Okay, we have. We really have. How can Con Knipple get hot again? How can LaMelo Ball, like you said, stop shooting his high school days and start going back to his NBA days? You know what I mean? How can we go out there and how can we really prove to everybody that we have the capabilities to make a run?
For the playing game tomorrow, it comes down to the fans. If the fans show out, we just show that we can just be loud. I think that will really help us. But I think the main key is Charles Lee. He has got to be on his A game. He's been very good all season. But one thing that I've said in the Hornets group times, his substitution is diabolical sometimes. LaMelo Ball will be going crazy. He'll take him out for basically like a quarter and a half. And I just don't think if we do stuff like that we won't be able to make a deep run. And also, we have to come out hot. We are not a team. Yes, we came back from the Pelicans down 15 during that 9-game streak or whatever it was. But we are not a team to come back. We get the game close, but then we fall off the horse again. So we have just got to come out smacking each game. Whether it's the Heat, the Magic, Sixers, or the Pistons, whatever it is, we got to come out hot, and we just got to stay on our A game. And Con Knipple he's been falling off. I can't lie. He's fallen off the past month or so. If he's hot, I don't think any team in the NBA can beat us. And during that January run, he was on his best game all season. And no team could beat us for the most part. So I think those are the keys.
100,000%. Now, I do want to put this out there. You mentioned Charles Lee's rotations. They are, like you said, diabolical sometimes. They definitely are. But I want to go on that LaMelo Ball thing and him getting pulled out. What was the problem why we got blown out in the fourth in the Detroit game and the fourth in the Boston game? Because we were right there with both of those teams. We got blown out in the fourth. Just the fourth quarter. We were right there with them. Just got blown out in the fourth. Why? Because if you look back at it, LaMelo was hot in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. About halfway through, Charles Lee takes him out until there's about 4 minutes left in the game and then puts him back in. He gets cold. You're playing basketball, not really any other sport, okay? This isn't... I actually love what you said there because you're 100,000% correct. Him coming out of the game in those moments is not a kind of playoff coach thing to do, okay? But I will say it is a respectful thing here because Charles Lee is a really good coach. He knows what he's doing. He won an NBA Finals with the Celtics 3 years ago. I can't remember, 2 or 3 years ago. And he knows what he's doing, okay? I personally trust him to make the right decisions to try and get this team over the hump and not only over the hump, but also try and get this team back in, I always make a joke when I'm doing like the pregame and postgame analysis. I say, like on my Instagram, I say, the plane has just landed for the Hornets because, I mean, we've always been irrelevant, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, can Charles Lee start it this year and continue it? I want to see this consistency. Honestly, even if we lose tomorrow night, I am considering this a successful season. If you don't, I mean, once again, I'm mentioning Lee a lot, but we talked about a lot of this game last episode, okay? Gosh, I just lost my thought. Consistency, okay? Charles Lee, can he, like I mentioned a minute ago, can he keep the plane landed? Maybe, can he really just keep this going? Even after this successful season, quote unquote, can he amp it up a couple notches year by year? Okay, I don't want to see us just go all in. Okay, I love it, but I don't want to see us just try and push for a super MVP caliber player this offseason just because we have one play-in appearance. I want to see us slowly take it step by step in the draft every year, slowly take it step by step, because I don't want to see us try and just, once again, push forward in one season, because if we do that, it's all going to crash again. It is. If we try and trade like LaMelo Ball for Giannis Antetokounmpo, I would love it, but is it going to work? Maybe for one season. Maybe for one season, okay? But it's not going to work for 4 or 5 seasons, okay? So I don't know if you have any other thoughts. I wanted to keep this video a little bit shorter just because, I don't really know. It's kind of just like, one of those more chill playing type videos. There will be a video. I don't know if there will be somebody here with me, but there will be some, a play-in video every game. Like there will be a preview for every game. So I don't know if you have any last thoughts, maybe some more key factors, stuff like that.
I'll just add on to what you said about consistency. The Hornets are not a team to just get a super team. I think it will, like with the Brooklyn Nets, they got Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant on one team. It failed miserably. I feel like if we had a team like that, it would fail. Over the past years in the draft, we get one superstar and people to build around it. And it worked aside from Mark Williams. We got Con Knippel, we got Brandon Miller, we got LaMelo. We are a team to build over time. So it just depends. How do we do in the draft? I feel like that's going to be the key to success next season.
For sure. I don't have anything else to say. I think that's going to do it. The play-in preview is over. If we make it to the playoffs, me and Lee will do something. Maybe we'll bring him back on. Maybe we'll bring somebody else back on. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can get this guy back on anyways. I got, I've had a lot of interviews lately. I'm actually really busy right now with this podcast. But thank you all for watching. Go follow his stuff on Instagram. Once again, linked right down below. Let's go Hornets. Let's get the dub tomorrow night at 7:30. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button. And I don't have anything else to say.